From Bernard G. Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, Texas, ESPN presents Conference USA Men's Basketball. Today's game features the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers taking on the Sam Houston Bearcats. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. This is Tom Franklin alongside Ken Holland. And Ken, looks can be deceiving. In the preseason polls for Conference USA, you found these two teams near the top. Western Kentucky picked second, Sam Houston picked third. But as we start today's play, these two teams are near the bottom. Western Kentucky is 8th, and Sam Houston is at number 10.
Well, Western Kentucky, they are 2-4 on this young season. Lost their last two. The Bearcats 1-6. Lost their last three in a row. They're both trying to figure it out. Bearcats, Conference USA regular season champions from last year. They're having to figure it out. A lot of injuries and making adjustments, hoping to get it going in this part of the season.
Right now, we'll take a look at our HEB power players for the ball game. First of all, for Western Kentucky, they'll be looking at senior guard Don McHenry.
McHenry is the leading scorer for the Hilltoppers with 17.1 points per game. He had 21 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal in the tough loss on Thursday night at La Tech. Coach Plona will be looking for McHenry to establish the tone early on both sides of the court.
And for the Sam Houston Bearcats, they'll be looking at senior forward Khalifa Sacco.
Well, the transfer from Utah State, he's the big man in the paint for the Bearcats. Leads the team with 6.7 rebounds per game. Had a great outing in the loss Thursday night against Middle Tennessee with 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting, 11 rebounds, a couple blocked shots. He's established himself as a formidable presence in the paint, and that could bode well for Coach Mudge and the Bearcats down the stretch.
Both teams getting ready to come on the floor. A look there into the Western Kentucky huddle where you see Hank Plona in his first season as the head coach of the Wildcats. He spent a long time at Indian River Community College, and you'll see a pipeline. There's some Indian River players on this current Western Kentucky Hilltopper roster. And spent last year as assistant coach before being promoted to head coach this year. And across the way, there's Chris Mudge in his second season as the head coach of the Bearcats. Last year, everything came nice and easy. Bearcats went on to be the Conference USA champs in the first year in Conference USA. This year, not so much, Ken. It's amazing what a year can do.
Yeah, I think, we talked about it with Coach Mudge, and, you have that sophomore slump, so to speak, that happens. But, it's one of those deals, a lot of different variables going on, injuries happening. You just got to grow through it and continue to get better each and every time out. Not
to mention changes in personnel where you have to develop things, and then you get injuries along the way, and both of these teams fighting injuries. And an interesting note when we get to the starting lineups in just a moment here as Blaze Keita wins the opening tip. And it'll be the Hilltoppers to possess for the first time. This is Christian Lander. And you're looking out there and you're saying, wait a minute, where's number 2? Well, Don McHenry is not on the floor. There's a drive to the basket and foul as Enoch Kalambe was headed to the hoop.
Yeah, Don McHenry, our impact player of the game, leading scorer for the Hilltoppers, really running the offense for Coach Plona.
See the hack there across the arms by Hoofner, picking up the first foul in just 16 seconds into the ball game. So Kalambe will go to the free throw line. 84% free throw shooter around the season. First one's home, and the Hilltoppers draw first blood in tonight's ball game. At 10 points, 1 rebound in 23 minutes in the loss on Thursday at Louisiana Tech, but the ball comes back out. It's Marshall for 3, it's no good. Flying for the rebound was Hoofner. Ahead it comes for Wilkerson. Pull up 3, right wing, back iron, no good. Long rebound, Hoofner's got it. Free throw line jumper, that's no good. Hoofner's got another chance for the Bearcats. And a reach-in foul. Gonna be called on Jalen Jackson. And there's the Western Kentucky starting lineup. You'll see that number 2 is missing from the action, Don McHenry. So where they look for points along this particular group, going to be hard to find.
Yeah, we didn't get a reason for why he's not in the lineup, so.
Step back jumper, Marcus Boykin. First points of the ball game for the Bearcats. They take a 2-1 lead. There's the Sam Houston lineup, same as they went with on Thursday night's game here at Johnson Coliseum. Short jump hook was no good. Rebound comes down to the Bearcats. Bodies crashing to the floor all over the place. And Boykin will take it up the right side. They find Hammonds in the left corner. Back out to Hoofner. 3 left side.
Oh.
Cameron Hoofner. And right away, Hank Plona says, I can't let this game get out of control. 5 early points for the Bearcats to take a 4-point lead. Good ball movement by the Bearcats on that particular possession.
Yeah, it's really early, obviously an early timeout for Coach Plona, but the Bearcats so far setting the tone on both sides, offense and defense, and getting some good looks, and Cam Hoofner gets that 3-pointer and causes the stop and play.
Both teams who want to push the ball a little bit. When it comes to conference play, however, both teams have a similar problem. For Western Kentucky, from the field, they shoot 37%, 27% from long range. The Bearcats shoot just 39% overall, but they're better from long distance, one of the best in the country, as they are shooting at just under 40% in league play from beyond the 3-point arc.
And they both allow a lot of points scored.
This is Marshall. Outside, and there's our man, Don McHenry, checking in at the timeout. Marshall cut off, trying to back his way in around Hoofner. The right-hander goes in, got the heel and had it to fall back in. Tyrone Marshall, first field goal for the Hilltoppers. 5-3 is our score. Just about 2 minutes gone by. Find Hoofner in the right corner. Can he make it 2 in a row? He does.
And Tom, the ball movement by the Bearcats really impressive early on today.
Deep 3, trying to answer was Marshall, couldn't get it done. Rebound to the Bearcats. Here's Hammonds for 3. That's off the mark, no good. Hoofner tried for the rebound, couldn't get it. Was the last man to touch it, and will belong to the Hilltoppers. Back into the ball game after a brief trip to the bench. Khalifa Sacco, our power player of the ball game for the Bearcats. Take a look there at freshman Czech Njaya. Missed most of the first half of the season due to a wrist injury. Has played the last 3 ball games, trying to give the Bearcats a little more size, Ken.
Yeah, and he just got that defensive rebound for the Bearcats. Nice to see him getting some playing time.
Henry comes outside for Kalambe. Driving to the basket, Bayless partially blocked. Who's got the ball? It's going to be Sacco for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that was Sacco with the block. He tipped it.
Boykin on the run. Fallback jumper, no good. Sacco tipped it out. Who's going to get the loose ball? It's going to go to McHenry. Hilltoppers up the right side. McHenry gets the flip back from Bayless. The shot is good. Don McHenry with the 3 ball.
McHenry's able to get a little bit of separation on the give and go. Nice 3-pointer.
2-point lead for the Bearcats. Down low, Sacco wide open for the 2-hand power slam.
He sneaked back in the lane, and he found that inlet pass for that dunk.
How does a guy 6'11" sneak in?
He did.
Traveling violation called against Kalambe in the left corner. Bearcats will take it back. Blaze Keita comes back out on the floor. And Leroy Odiahi goes to the bench.
It has been more of a dunk fest this season for the Bearcats with Sacco's size. He takes them whenever he can.
Hammonds left corner 3 is off the iron, no good. Sacco almost had the rebound. Loose ball goes to Keita, and here come the Hilltoppers. Henry out top. Floater from the right elbow, won't go. A rebound, however, it comes down to Keita. Back outside it comes for the Hilltoppers. Left corner 3, no good by McHenry. Gets it back off the carom. Loose ball, who's got it now? It's Hoofner. He'll flip it to Boykin. Oh, wow. Boykin had it poked away by Bayless. Bayless will go to the basket. Put it in with the left hand. Braxton Bayless.
Man, great work by Bayless on both ends. Like you said, poking it out from Boykin and then just taking it all the way down and navigating through the defenders.
Not too many players take the ball away from Marcus Boykin when he's driving. But right there, a great play by Bayless. Poked it away and then took it the rest of the playoff. Here's Wilkerson. Left elbow jumper, short, rebound, comes into the arms of Keita. Bayless will take it up the floor for the Hilltoppers with a chance to tie or go in front. Here's McHenry. To the basket, lefty off the glass is no good. Boykin gets the rebound. Up for Hoofner. Deep, deep three. Off the iron, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Should be Bearcat ball, yeah. Last to touch the ball on the deflection was Christian Lander. It'll be the Bearcats ball when we come back. We played just over 5 minutes. And a quick start for both teams. 10-8, Sam Houston with a 2-point advantage. I'd like to remind you, do not forget about the people in Southern California that have been victimized by those extreme wildfires. If you'd like to help out the numerous people that have lost everything out there, homes, cars, jobs, everything they had, you can do so by going to the American Red Cross. You can visit redcross.org/ESPN, or you can scan that QR code that's on the corner of your screen right now. They will appreciate any little thing you can do for them because, you know, here in Texas, we learn about losing things in hurricanes, but in fires like this, it is just decimated. You just have flat land out there.
Yeah, it's totally different. I mean, you could rebuild after flooding, but when you have a fire that just, it's all ash, there's nothing to rebuild. You got to start all over.
So help folks out by going to redcross.org. Bearcat basketball. This is Dorian Finister who's in the ball game after the timeout. His shot was too strong. Rebound taken down by Kalambe. Kalambe is going to try and drive with the left-hand runner. Rattles around and goes through. Enoch Kalambe with his first field goal. He's got 3 points and we tied game at 10. This is Brennan Burns in to run the point as Boykin is taking a breather. Finister, who missed the ball game on Thursday night.
Yeah, about to say, good to see Finister back in the lineup for the Bearcats.
We get a foul down low. We had a mismatch down low. And Jack Edlin, he got tied up there with Jackson Ford. Edlin is 5'10", Ford is 6'7", and Edlin was doing all he could to try and hold him off. He just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Inbounds pass comes to Wilkerson. Looking for somebody to pass to, trapped in the corner. Comes way out high. And Burns will have it with 10 to shoot. Burns pulls up at the left elbow, rims out no good, rebound. The Hilltoppers with a nice recovery down low by Lander. Here's Kalambe trying to drive in from the left, the little floater short. Rebound taken down by Jackson Ford.
Jackson Ford, true freshman for the Bearcats, really impressive this season. His growth has been steady and getting better every night.
Burns hounded by Edlin. And we get a foul away from the ball. Lander maybe? I believe it is. Christian Lander will get the foul. His first, the third against the Hilltoppers. Substitution, Tyrone Marshall comes in. Kalambe will sit down. McHenry back on the bench over there, sitting next to the coaches. And we get a foul on the inbound play, an offensive foul on Finister. His first, second against the Bearcats. One thing that we can say about the first 6.5 minutes, Ken, is neither team has been bashful about shooting. No. Each team has put up 13 shots here in the first 6.5 minutes. That's 2 shots a minute.
They're not taking their time getting down the court either.
No, they're
not.
Fast
paced. They want to run this thing.
Here's Lander on the drive. The floater rolls off, no good. Rebound snagged out of there by Keita. Off in the corner for the three by Lander is no good. Oh, but another chance. This is Jackson blocked out of there. We'll stay with the Hilltoppers. You know what? You better have your big boy pants on to play in this game because there's no fooling around on either end.
You know, and Tom, that's the way it is in Conference USA. Every game out, it's physical. Look at that.
Swat by Jackson Ford. Here's Marshall, the right-hander, will not go. Tip, no good. And it'll be an over-the-back foul on the Hilltoppers. Going to be on Tyrone Marshall, his first. That's 4 against the Hilltoppers now. 10-10, 12:46 to play here in the first half. Very competitive first half between two teams who desperately need a win. These teams have played 10 conference games and have a combined win total of 3. And remember, we told you at the top, they were picked 2nd and 3rd in the preseason polls. Burns going down low for Sacco. Sacco up with the right-hander, that's good.
Wow, Sacco using his size, being able to just work around the big guy.
Marshall in the lane with the right-hand runner, won't go, but he got contact. Ooh, that's Hoofner, that's second on him. Nope, that was Sacco, 34, not 25. Trying to read the officials' numbers when they're across the way going to the scores table. But Sacco gets his first, 3 against the Bearcats. Free throws coming up for Tyrone Marshall, a 71% free throw shooter on the season. Free throw is no good. Let's take a look here and see what. Not really sure where the foul happened there.
I was still trying to look for it, Tom.
Chekin Jaya comes back in the ball game for Sacco for the Bearcats. A little bit of a luxury now that Jaya is back. Chris Mudge now has an opportunity to give Sacco a rest here and there. Both free throws are no good.
Obviously, Jaya does not have the experience that Sacco does, but it's nice to have the size to have a breather.
Indeed it is. But here's Burns down low for Hoofner, backing his way in, blocked from behind by Marshall. Hoofner stays with it and put it home.
A lot of contact down there, and his first shot got blocked, but then he, like you said, stayed with it and got the offensive rebound and the putback.
8 points for Cameron Hoofner in the early going. Bearcats on top by 4. Here's Bayless for 3, straight away is good. That lead goes from 4 to 1 just like that, as Braxton Bayless has his second field goal and a first 3-pointer.
Bearcat defense kind of collapsed on that. I think they were going to pass it around the horn one more time, and he saw the separation, so he took it.
Hilltoppers have missed their last 6 before that make there by Bayless. Here's Burns on the drive, going underneath the basket. Reverse layup is good. Brennan Burns.
Well, all he had to worry about was the defender on him. Everybody else seemed to get out of the lane and had a nice avenue.
Out on the baseline, ball comes out to Edlin for 3. It's good. Jack Edlin with a 3 ball for the Hilltoppers, and we're tied at 16. 11 minutes to play here in the opening half. Now, when you had preseason picks of teams 2 and 3 in the league, this is the kind of game you expected to see.
Right.
This high intensity. Outside it comes for Hoofner, deflected, I believe, by Bayless. Yes, it will stay with Sam Houston with 12 to shoot and 10:44 to play here in the opening half. We've got an even ball game, 16 apiece. Western Kentucky and Sam Houston here in Huntsville. Have the officials looking at something over at the scorer's table.
They might be just double checking to make sure that was a deflection on that pass. Hopefully we'll get we'll find out one way or the other.
16-16 is our score. We've got 10:44 to play. The Bearcats' Cameron Hoofner off to a fast start. 3 of 5 shooting, including 2 of 3 from long range for 8 points. And you got 5 points from Braxton Bayless, lead the way for the Hilltoppers. Bayless coming off the bench with those 5 points. I don't know if one of the officials will tell us what they were looking at or not. There's the pass out. 3-point shot. Well, that was a 3-pointer by Edlin that tied the ball game. If they were looking to see if he was behind the arc, he definitely was. So back at it, Bearcats with 5 to shoot now. Here's Wilkerson. His shot is no good from three-point land. Rebound comes down to McHenry. McHenry will take it up the floor for the Hilltoppers, looking to go back in front. They scored the first point on a free throw and trailed ever since. Shot by Marshall is no good. Rebound slapped into McHenry. McHenry had it poked away from behind, recovers in the paint, puts up a wild left-hander, no good. Hoofter will clear the rebound for the Bearcats. Ahead it comes in the corner. And they feed it off. Oh, and Jaya missed the easy one from the left side. Bayless brings it back for the Hilltoppers. We passed the halfway mark here.
I think Jaya was thinking about dunking it and maybe changed his mind, and it altered his shot.
Good move by Marshall. Got blocked in the lane. Going to be an offensive foul on Marshall. As Jaya made up for the miss on the offensive side by drawing the charge on the defensive side. That's the second foul against Tyrone Marshall. Marshall will check out, as will McHenry.
Yeah, Jaya's finding out how physical play it is here at this level. Remember, he's a true freshman.
From Senegal. He's a little gimpy coming up the floor. He's got a little bit of a limp in his walk. Here's Burns. Trying to go down low for Hoofter. Had it poked away from behind and recovered in the corner by Colombe. Here come the Hilltoppers with a chance to break the tie. Here's Lander for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Bayless. And back outside for Colombe. 15 to shoot. Colombe backing his way down with a lot of contact against Hammonds. Then lost the ball. Hoofter is able to poke it to Burns. Hoofter. Deep 3 straight away, no good. Foul on Lander. Lander, what he did was come in underneath, so when Hoofter came down, he came down on Lander. He didn't bother the shot as it went up, but he got into his landing space. Watch here.
Yeah, we're going to see here.
So you watch him close out there, and he didn't give Hoofter a chance to come down.
Yep, made body contact.
And that's the second foul on Lander now. So the Hilltoppers have 2 players with 2 fouls. 6 team fouls here in the half. And Hoofter misses the free throw. Not something he does a lot. 84% coming in.
Hoofner committed to that deep 3. And Lander, you know, if he just would have stayed back a little bit, obviously it was a missed 3-pointer.
Second one is good. And Hoofter can go in double figures. He can make it 2 out of 3 from the stripe.
Already has 9 points and 6 rebounds.
A lot of guys would take that for a game.
I know.
We barely played half the first half.
And he has a steal.
What? A steal too?
Yeah.
Double figures.
He just needs an assist.
Cameron Hoofter, who's got 10. Bearcats back on top by 2. 9 to go here in the first half. Highly contentious first half. What you would expect from these 2 teams, regardless of where they show up in the standings right now. Here's Jackson outside for Colombe. Colombe had it poked away and recovered by the Bearcats. Burns back the other, had it knocked out of his hands by Jackson, but Jackson's going to get a hack foul. That'll be Jalen Jackson's second foul. 7th against the Hilltoppers. Watch here. Jackson got a lot of ball, but got a lot of body too.
Yeah, he did a great job of getting his hand on the ball, but his body came into Burns, and that's where the foul occurred. Great job by Marcus Boykin by popping that ball out to begin the transition on the turnover.
You see the Bearcats playing a little small right now with both point guards, Burns and Boykin, on the floor at the same time.
And Hammonds. A little bit.
Yeah, he's not much bigger than those 2 guys are. You got Burns at 5'10", you got Boykin at 6'1", Hammonds at 6'2". Burns 2 for 2 from the line.
Yeah, that'll change now with Lamar Wilkerson coming back in at 6'6", so.
Even things out just a little bit. 4-point lead for Sam Houston, approaching 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Bayless hounded by Hammonds up the floor. The runner from the right elbow rolls around and goes through for Braxton Bayless, who's got 7 to lead the Hilltoppers here as they pull back to within 2. 20-18 the count. Sam Houston, no field goals in the last 3 minutes. Here's Hammonds for 3 left side. He'll change that right there. Rainbow 3 from Josiah Hammonds, his first point, and it's 23-18.
I think you presented a challenge to them.
Jackson high off the glass, no good. Rebound to Hoofner. Away comes Boykin. Leaves for Wilkerson. Drives, kicks it back outside. Hoofner, 3 left wing. Way too strong. Ball tipped out off the arms of Sacco. It'll belong to the Hilltoppers, but not before we get to an official's timeout. We've gone under 8 minutes to play here in the first half, 7:43 to be exact. It's a 5-point lead for Sam Houston over Western Kentucky. And we're back here at Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, Texas. Tight ball game between Sam Houston and Western Kentucky, the Bearcats, with a 5-point lead at 23-18. Statistically, things are very even. 8 field goals for the Bearcats, 7 for the Hilltoppers. Rebounds 18-15 in favor of the Hilltoppers there. Driving to the basket, and with a nice layoff, Braxton Bayless with the layoff to Leroy Odiaye. His first points of the ball game. Make it a 23-20 contest. Lamar Wilkerson has been pretty quiet from the Hilltopper defense. That's going to be an offensive foul. Lowered that left shoulder. Trying to get some space. So Wilkerson picks up his first foul. Wilkerson 0 for 3 from the field. Watch it again here. So get out of my way.
Yeah, that arm moves out.
You're in my way, pal. I can't shoot. And here it is on the other end, and Tyrone Marshall just picked up his 3rd foul for the Hilltoppers.
I think that's going to be big for the Bearcats down the stretch, especially.
You know, here's a guy who averages 9.5 points and 6.5 rebounds per game. He's going to have to sit at least the final 7 minutes of the first half. You saw the contact there, just like you saw on the other end with Wilkerson getting too aggressive. Marshall did the same thing with that tight defense against Hoofner.
And, you know, that's really on that player to, you know, if they're going to call it, you don't need to do it.
Hoofner from the top of the circle for 3.
Wow.
That's his 3rd 3 of the ball game. Cameron Hoofner with 13 points, and the Bearcat lead is 6. Odiaye out high for Kalambe. Try and say that a few times fast. Here's Bayless. Odiaye leaves it for Jackson. Reverse, got to the right elbow. Shot clock down at 5. McHenry will put up a desperation runner, no good. Flying for the rebound, ball is loose. Hilltoppers had it, Hilltoppers will get it. Bayless will shoot a 3 left side. Wow. Braxton Bayless in double figures for the Hilltoppers with 10. Matching the hot shooting of Cameron Hoofner for the Bearcats. Under 6 to go now, 3-point lead. Ball taken away from Boykin. Racing back the other way and laying it up with the right hand is Jalen Jackson for his first points. And it's a 1-point game. And Chris Mudge is saying just when we thought we were going to take control of this game, the Hilltoppers have come back in to make it a 1-point contest. Well, the Hilltoppers last year, one of the best teams in Conference USA, and as we mentioned, picked 2nd in the conference standard. You see them now, they come in the ball game with a 2-4 record, but you can see why everybody liked this team, and they're playing without a few key components as well.
Right, a lot of injuries for Coach Plona, and you know he's in his 2nd season. You know they were picked.
Plona in his first
season.
Mudge in his 2nd.
Yep, Mudge in his 2nd. So yeah, just a lot of roster management on both sides for both teams, and so. You know, again, you watch a game like this, and we expect this kind of play. And unfortunately, only one team's going to win today and improve their record.
Well, whoever wins this ball game can take it away and hopefully build on it from here on out, because this is highly competitive, highly charged first half. 1-point game for the Bearcats, 26-25. They led by as many as 6, but a 5-0 run for the Hilltoppers have closed the gap. Here's Sacco. Leaves for Hoofner. Now Wilkerson. Finds Finister. Shot clock at 12. Finister, 3 from the left side. High arch, no good. Rebound, Sacco gets it underneath. Trying to back his way in. Ball knocked out of his hands. He's going to go to the free throw line. It's going to be on Leroy Odiahi, his first foul. So Khalifa Sacco will go to the free throw line. Sacco on the season has had trouble from the free throw line as he shoots just over 50%. However, he's been working on that shot, and he's got it up to almost 55% in conference play.
Early in the season, he was really struggling. Last couple games out, watching his form, seems to be much better.
First one is good. I like that, Ken. You didn't give him the announcer's jinx.
Yeah, you know.
You know how that works. The minute we see something good about a player, something happens to go the other way. Odiahi will sit down as Keita comes back on the floor for the Hilltoppers. Sacco with one more. And he's 2 for 2. That shot looks really good now. It looks much different than it did when he first got here at the start of the season.
And you can
Utah
tell
State.
how much the form has changed since the beginning of the season.
3-point lead for Sam Houston. And an over and back violation as Braxton Bayless, under heavy pressure from Finister, lost the dribble just a little bit, and the ball went across the line. And that's another turnover for the Hilltoppers.
Well, those types of turnovers are just frustrating. You know, it's the close defense that really causes an offensive player to really have to be sharp, and he just lost the ball. 6
turnover the ball game for the Hilltoppers. Bearcats have gotten 7 points off the first 5. Here's Finister to the free throw line. Will pull up floater. Good! Dorian Finister with his first points. Pulls the Bearcats back out to a 5-point lead at 30-25 as we're under 5 to play here in the first half. Here's Bayless, 3, left wing, way off the mark, but it went right into the arms of Keita, but Keita had a foot on the baseline. The ball will go over to Sam Houston.
Well, Keita got the rebound, but the momentum of his body, his foot went out of bounds, couldn't stop it.
You know, he was kind of surprised that it turned out to be a pass and not a shot from Bayless.
Right. And that official was right there on the baseline. He saw it, pointed down. So
that's his job, to patrol the baseline. The one official at either end. Wilkerson for 3. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound to Kalambe for the Hilltoppers. Ahead for Edlin. Edlin for Kalambe. In the corner, pump fake, drive for the basket, left hand finish. Christian Lander. Wow, what a play that was.
Well, Lander had to go sit on the bench after a foul a moment ago, and he said, I need to have some retribution.
He got it right there. 30-27, approaching the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Marcus Boykin with the bounce. Now Dorian Finister returns the pass. They look for Hoofner. Off the left block, trying to back his way down. In the lane, tried to scoop it for Sacco. It comes back outside for the 3 ball by Boykin, no good. Finister with the rebound. Delays, put it up, no good. And finally cleared out of there by Kalambe. Some good looks for the Bearcats, but no luck on the finish. Here's McHenry. Takes a 3, off the iron, no good. Skying for the rebound, Boykin. Boykin will wait for the floor to clear before taking it into front court. Driving on Edlin. Turned away, the lefty will go! Marcus Boykin with his second field goal.
Well, the defense got kind of soft on Boykin. I think they thought he was going to dish it back out.
Yeah.
He turned around and put a floater up. Nice move.
Here's McHenry to the basket. Cut off by Sacco, no good. It's going to be a late call on Sacco. Roderick Dixon, our lead official, he took a long time before blowing the whistle there. He's going to get Khalifa Sacco with his second foul and bring us to an official's timeout. 3 minutes, 8 seconds to play here in the first half. Tight ball game continues. The Bearcat lead is 5.
The Bearcat Sports Network is brought to you by Bud Light, AGB, Memorial Hermann, and Pepsi.
3 minutes, 8 seconds to play. First half here at Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, Texas. 5-point lead for the Sam Houston Bearcats, 32-27. Take a look at the stat sheet. The Hilltoppers out rebounding the Bearcats 21-19, but 10 of those 21 have come on the offensive side, and that's not their strong suit, offensive rebounds. Their strong defensive rebounding team. They average nearly 29 defensive rebounds a contest, which is 9th best in the country.
Well, they are out rebounding them on the offensive side, but not taking advantage of it. Only 3 points on those second chance rebounds.
McHenry makes the first of 2 free throws, and he will go 2 for 2. He's got 5 points and cuts the lead down to 3 at 32-29 as we approach that 3-minute mark. Boykin getting into front court, picked up by Edley. Lamar Wilkerson's been very quiet here in the first half. Back out to Boykin for 3. Rims out, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Blaze Keita. Now Lander will take it up the floor for the Hilltoppers. Trying to attack the basket. The lefty goes up and goes in. Christian Lander with his second field goal.
Lander doing a good job driving the lane. A lot of traffic. He made it happen.
6'3", 190. To the basket.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, the
Tom.
little man, Marcus Boykin.
What was that, Tom?
I don't know. Back the other way, the Hilltoppers. Keita couldn't get it to go, and it bounced off the foot of one of the Bearcat players, and will stay with Western Kentucky with 2:18 to go here until halftime.
Tom, going back to that Boykin make, he went up in the air. Looks like he was going to float it with his right hand, switched it to the left. I don't know what he did.
Here's Ladner back outside. The 3 is good by Enoch Kalambe. His first 3 ball of the ball game. And we're tied at 34 with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Boykin dribbled off his foot, got it back. Still plenty of time for the Bearcats, 17 on the shot clock. Boykin pulls up at the left elbow, rims out, no good. Rebound, poke loose, ooh. And Jai took a hard spill, but the Hilltoppers come back the other way.
Keita also got in the mix, and he's kind of limping.
Here's Kalambe in the paint. Back outside for Lander. Lander tries to attack left side, goes back to Kalambe, straight on 3, no good. Rebound, Boykin went high for it and got it. Boy, he's got some springs in those legs to be 6'2" and going that high.
And with all the traffic around him, he's not afraid to mix it up.
He is fearless. Here's Hammonds. Leaves it for Wilkerson, ball poked away, poked out of bounds by Lander. Will stay with the Bearcats with 12 to shoot and 1:03 left here until halftime. Bearcats will inbound from right by the Hilltopper bench. Wilkerson to pull the trigger. Bearcats have 12 to shoot. Boykin spinning, free throw line, left it for Njae, couldn't get it to go. Rebound into the arms of Odiai. Now the Hilltoppers with a chance to go in front with McHenry's 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Njae. Young freshman went high for that one.
Going to be his 3rd of the game in his brief minutes.
20 to shoot, 33 left here until halftime. Bearcats will try and milk as much time off of this clock as they can. Here's Wilkerson with 10 to shoot. Now Boykin. Hoofter for 3, off the front iron, no good. And Njae fights for the rebound, gets it, and they're going to call a jump ball. We're going to call a foul. The Hilltoppers want a foul. And there it is. It's going to be against Odiahi. It'll be his 2nd. That is the 10th team foul against the Hilltoppers. And so, Check Njae is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 here.
And it's that last, kind of interaction that got a little physical.
2 free throws coming in for the freshman from Senegal, 6'10", 215. You would imagine that by the time he's done here at Sam Houston. You go 3 years down the road, he's going to add another 15 to 20 pounds.
Oh yeah,
and get much thicker.
He's going to get some more weight on him, some more muscle, stronger, and then continue to develop, the basketball skills as well.
This is just his 4th game of the season. From the line, he is 1 of 5.
Remember, he did have a wrist injury, so.
See the left wrist taped up there. Second free throw, no good. Taken down by Kalambe. And the Hilltoppers will have a chance to take a lead into the locker room at halftime. Lander driving, runner off the glass, will go for 2. Christian Lander with a tough drive gives the Hilltoppers their first lead since the opening seconds of the ball game. Lander with his 6th point puts the Hilltoppers on top, 36-34 over Sam Houston here at Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville. Our halftime activities will come your way following these messages. Tom Franklin, Ken Holland back with you inside Bernard G. Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, where Western Kentucky owns a 2-point lead over Sam Houston. And Ken, something to watch here in the second half. Can the Hilltoppers defense keep the ball out of the hands of Lamar Wilkerson, the 2nd leading scorer in Conference USA?
Well, they did a great job in the first half. He only had 4 shots, missed all 4 of them. But he's had outings like this before where he went scoreless in the first half and he came on and poured in double-digit scoring. So I think he can do it, but he's going to have to figure out the Hilltopper defense.
Definitely one of the keys to watch in the second half here. Can this denying defense for the Hilltoppers keep it up against Wilkerson and keep one of the best scorers in the conference off the sheet here in the second half? It's helped the Hilltoppers take the 2-point lead. The fact that Wilkerson has gone empty here in the first half. He's going to start by touching the ball. Now, when will he get it back? He's going to inbound here from the sideline. That's the easy part. Nobody's going to bother him there. So here come the Bearcats with the first possession of the second half, trailing by 2. There's Wilkerson in the lane, got cut off, back outside for Boykin. Here's Wilkerson over toward the right sideline, around a screen. In the lane, lost the dribble, but they say it was poked away with a foul. They call the foul on Jalen Jackson. That'll be his 3rd. And the first against either team, so the Bearcats get a new 20 to shoot, inbounding from the left of the offensive backboard. Boykin puts it in for Sacco. Trying to get it back, and now does. Boykin goes around the right side, floats it up for Sacco's pounder. Oh, baby.
Wow.
That's the second 2-hand slam for Sacco in the ball game. He's got 8. The Bearcats have tied it at 36. Here's Keita. Leaves for Lander. Oh, I thought he was going to take that step back 3. Now driving to the basket is Kalambe, and he got fouled on the way up when he put the ball from the right hand to the left hand. It went into the traffic and drew the foul from Cameron Hoofner.
Yeah, Cam was trying to come up behind and just get all ball, but he ended up getting all armed.
Now watch it here.
Yep,
yeah,
right there.
Man.
Yeah.
Up near the elbow. So Kalambe at the free throw line makes the first of 2. He's got 7 points. He has 2 of 3 from the stripe. 84% free throw shooter on the season. He's a guy who can get to the rim and rebound, and you're seeing that so far in today's game. You see him attack the glass there. 2 for 2 for Enoch Kalambe. And it puts the Hilltoppers back on top by a deuce. Boykin goes across the arc to the right side, still has the bounce alive. Against Jackson, that's going to be on Boykin. It's the offensive foul. We've seen a number of those today where players use that off arm to try and create space. Boykin's first foul sends the ball back to the Hilltoppers. Watch it again here. And right there.
I think Boykin was kind of debating that the defender was off balance and just fell, and he didn't push him. But the call is the call.
There's Kalambe. Guarded by Hufner. Trying to draw a foul, but Hufner's playing good defense here. Kalambe spins, gets it out for Landers, three. Off the iron, no good. Hufner with a rebound.
Well, Hufner with a great defense and then great positioning to get that off shot.
Here's Boykin. In the lane, lefty runner is good. Marcus Boykin with 8 points. Tied again at 38. They shoot it out for Lander, Kalambe. Now Jackson in the corner, the three ball is good. Tyrone Marshall Jr.
They went all the way around the horn on that one. Found their open man.
His second field goal, his first three of the ball game, and 3 points the lead for the Hilltoppers. Hufner knocking on the door of a double-double, 13 points and 8 rebounds. Here's Wilkerson with the answer for the Bearcats.
There he is.
Getting on the score sheet for the first time. Ties the game at 41.
Yeah, he's 1 for 1 this half.
Jackson laid it down low for Keita. Loose ball comes out. Bearcats will get it. It's Boykin racing up the floor. Wilkerson, left corner. Can't get the three away. Will come out for Hufner. He'll set up for the three. It's short. Rebound tipped out. Hufner's got it. Knocked to the floor by his teammate Sacco. And Chris Mudge called the timeout to save it from being a turnover. Hufner and Sacco both fighting for that rebound, and it almost cost them the ball. It'll be Bearcat ball when we come back, but we have an official's timeout. 17:25 to play in the game. We're all even at 41 here in Huntsville. 17:25 to play in the ball game. We're all locked up at 41-41, Sam Houston and WKU. And since the start of the year, basically since the start of conference play, Sam Houston bench points 58. Saw there, and the graphic disappeared before I could really explain it to you. So hopefully you had a chance to look at it. There it is. Their national average is way down, only 6 points off the bench today. Meanwhile, the Hilltoppers have gotten 20 points off the bench, 10 of those belonging to backup guard Braxton Bayless, who had a big first half. Bearcats with a chance to go back in front. Boykin cannot get away from Bayless. He'll step back for the three. It's short. Rebound to Keita. And here come the Hilltoppers. Jackson shoots a pass on the wing. It comes back out top for Kalambe. Keita for Marshall through a double team. Flips it to Kalambe. He'll get to the right elbow. Tried to go down low for Keita, and it was just too wide. And you see Kalambe tapping his head saying, "Why did I do it that way? He was open and I missed him."
Yeah, I think he just tried to do a little bit too much.
And both Marshall and Keita will come out of the ball game now for the Hilltoppers. So Boykin will take the bounce up the floor for Sam Houston. Outside for Finister. Here's Wilkerson, who got his first points just a little bit ago. Hufner driving right baseline, left it for Sacco with another two-hand slam. Khalifa Sacco in double figures with 10.
Back-to-back games where he's scoring in double digits.
Bayless double team for a minute, now trying to drive on Finister. Oh, that almost looked like a travel. Step back jumper from the right elbow is good. Braxton Bayless with a dozen for the Hilltoppers. Ties it at 43. Fans here at Johnson Coliseum not pleased with that lack of a traveling call.
Yeah, I think the whole arena wanted traveling.
Hufner for three, rims in it out, no good. Tipped out by Sacco to Wilkerson. Wilkerson will drive through traffic, off the glass, no good, but he got fouled.
Well, this is
Jalen Jackson will get his fourth foul for the Hilltoppers.
This is where Lamar Wilkinson's going to be really physical.
He will go to the free throw line when we return. 15:50 to play here in the ball game. All deadlocked at 43 apiece. Back after this. Back here inside Johnson Coliseum, you see Sammy the Bearcat. He's got a prize for one of the fans in today's ball game. If the fan can find Sammy, and she keeps drifting away from him. They finally get her to stop and turn around. Wait, no, too far. Oh, go again. And finally, she got the prize. It's amazing what happens when they take away your sense of sight, Ken.
Right.
Can you imagine us trying to call this game without our sense of sight?
No.
No, I can't either. 15:50 to go. Free throws coming up for Lamar Wilkerson. Scoreless in the first half. Has a 3-ball here to start the second half. The second leading scorer in Conference USA. First free throw is good. Wilkerson on the season, 87% from the free throw line. Came in averaging at 19.85 points per game. He's trying to become the first Bearcat ever to average 20 points a game in a season. He's got 2 points there, 5 here in the second half. The Bearcat lead is those 2 free throws that he just put on the board. Bayless hounded as he got into front court by Finister. Gets the return pass from Kalambe. Now Lander. Lander lobbed it up. I thought that was almost a pass. It wound up hitting the rim, so it winds up as a shot. And Wilkerson will take it back. Wilkerson through traffic. Dished the ball off to Hoofner, but got fouled on the pass off. It'll be on Leroy Odiahi. It'll be his third. 3 fouls now here in the second half against the Hilltoppers. 2 for the Bearcats. Bearcats inbound right at the offensive glass. Boykin will get it in for Finister. The return pass knocked out of bounds by Bayless. Bayless is saying, I knocked it into his leg. Take a look at the replay. He was not happy with that call. Now has to relax himself and get back into the ball game. He's been the star of the game so far for the Hilltoppers with 12 points off the bench. Here's Boykin trapped at the left block. Out high for Hoofner. 8 to shoot for the Bearcats. Hoofner for Sacco. Had it knocked out of his hands by Bayless. And Bayless will take it back the other way for the Hilltoppers. Through traffic. McHenry right corner 3. It's good for the lefty. His second 3-ball of the game.
Well, that's what we expect to see out of the impact player for the Hilltoppers.
Gives the Hilltoppers the lead, 46-45. Boykin for 3 to answer it short. Rebound drops into the arms of Kalambe. Lander off in the corner. And now here's McHenry again. This one airmailed everything, will go out of bounds to belong to Sam Houston. A little too much adrenaline after making that first 3-ball.
He got a little juiced after that one.
Finister in the lane. Muscles went up, won't go. A lot of contact, no whistle. Hilltoppers back the other way, and we have an injured Hilltopper underneath the basket on the defensive side.
That's McHenry.
Comes out. For Lander, goes out of bounds. It was McHenry who was slow to get up. He was in a little agony down there alongside the stanchion.
Yeah, he took a tough fall, and it just took him a minute. I don't know if it hit his head or something like that. It kind of rattled him.
Here come the Bearcats with a chance to go back in front, trailing by 1. Boykin almost lost the dribble, recovered. 15 to shoot. Boykin attacks against Bayless. Blocked out of there. Boykin gets it back, scoops it up with the left hand, no good, but he got fouled. Odiati picks up his 4th foul, the 4th against the Hilltoppers here in the second half. Watch Boykin here. Go up. Nice block by Odiai there, but then when Boykin gets it back, there's the hack on the arm. So Marcus Boykin will try to become the 3rd Bearcat in double figures here as he goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Hoofner leads the way with 13, all in the first half. Sacco's got 10. Boykin's first free throw good.
That's such an odd thing because usually with the Bearcats, you know, you're already going to have Lamar Wilkerson in double digits.
Yes, he's not close. Odiai will go to the bench with his 4 fouls, and that'll bring Keita back in the contest. 13:52 to play. Boykin puts the Bearcats in front, 47-46 with those 2 free throws. He'll take a seat at the bench as Brennan Burns will come off to replace him.
Boykin getting a much deserved breather.
The Hilltoppers down 1. Bayless for Kalambe. Double team way out high. In trouble, going to be a foul Hufter or
Sacco. Yeah, reaching in. He stayed out there. He came out to, get a double team, and then he needs to drop back in the paint. But he stayed with it a little too long. And
there you see the reach across right there, trying to go for the steal. And that's his third foul. That's going to bring Jaya off the bench. There's Don McHenry for Lander, blocked by Finister. Oh my goodness. Almost made him eat the basketball the way he pushed that back at him. Here's McHenry to the basket, spinning left-hander, no good. Rebound, winds up in the arms of Hufter. Ahead it goes for Burns. Flips to Wilkerson, spinning dribble, lost it, taken away by Lander. And Lander will race up the left sideline. He lost the dribble. And we're getting a foul over the back on Finister. Dorian Finister will get his second foul.
Yeah, with Hufner's
rebound there on that last one to Karam into his hands.
Now has 10.
See the contact there, lost the ball. Then there's the slap in reach by Finister. Sacco will go to the bench and Jaya comes in. Now Keita will sit down for the Hilltoppers as Marshall comes back in. He gets the inbounds pass. We'll leave it for Edlin. Now Lander. 13 minutes to play in the ball game. 15 to shoot for the Hilltoppers. Pump fake. Lander will take the three. High archer, no good. Rebound, long rebound. Edlin had it, but poked away by Finister. Finister will go to the basket, and that should be goaltending. It is.
Yep.
Goaltending against Kalambe. Dorian Finister gets his second basket of the ball game. The Bearcat lead is 3, 49-46. What we got here?
Yeah, a lot of the Bearcat coaches are.
You're gonna get Wilkerson out of the ball game momentarily as Hammonds will come in for him. Assistant coach is having a word with Wilkerson, trying to keep his head on straight in this frustrating game for him. Bayless will drive, almost lost it. Going to be a jump ball. Yes, it'll belong to the Hilltoppers. 17 to shoot and 12:31 left in the game.
And Hammonds created that by getting his hand on the ball and allowing a jump ball to occur right there.
Bayless all the way in the backcourt. Marshall tracks it down. Marshall still with the bounce. Will take the long distance three off the iron, no good. Rebound fought for, taken by Lander. Second chance for the Hilltoppers. They circulate the ball down low. Muscling it up, won't go. Bayless rolls off the rim. Finister for the Bearcats. Boy, it was a nice move by Bayless to get it up there and it just would not fall. Burns with a dribble. 12 minutes to play. Burns against Edlin, spinning, still has the bounce. Will pull up from off the elbow, no good. Finister with a rebound, second chance for Sam Houston. Finister will drive, step in for the 18-footer, no good. Rebound to Marshall, rips it away from two Bearcats. Bayless for Lander. Lander hounded by Hammonds, shovels it up with the left hand. Lander with 8 points. And we'll get a timeout called here with 11:28 to play. A 1-point game, back and forth. Who's going to get the best of this? Well, you're going to have to come back and find out at the Johnson Coliseum. One of the things they do here at Johnson Coliseum during the timeouts, they have a putt for cash from midcourt. 47 feet down and in. Happens to be one of the Bearcat football players, Will Hutchins, who rolled in that 47-footer. Did his best Ken Holland imitation there on the green.
I don't know about that.
No? You don't putt like that?
Actually,
there he is.
Yep. He's getting a bunch of texts.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's going to get, his phone's going to blow up.
Friends that want to take him out tonight, have him pay for things.
Yeah, so you got the free cash, friend. Where are we going?
And And then his coach, Phil Longo's up here too. He's probably texting him, go, okay, guy, take it easy.
So we've got 11:28 to play. Bearcats owning a 1-point lead over WKU. Look there at Enoch Kalambe, number 23. He's got 8 points for the Hilltoppers. Kalambe with 8 points and 5 rebounds.
I thought you were announcing a radio station, WKU.
Here's Wilkerson, hounded by Lander. Wilkerson got a little bit of a screen. Right elbow jumper is good for Lamar Wilkerson. He's got 7 now, all in the second half. The Bearcat lead is up to 3. 11 minutes to play. This game far from being decided. Here's McHenry on the drive. The runner off the glass with the answer. Don McHenry in double figures now with 10.
Great use of that offhand, being able to keep the ball away from the defender.
51-50. Burns guarded by Edlin. In the lane for Hammonds, the 15-footer is good. Josiah Hammonds, his second field goal. He's got 5. There goes Lander, flips it off for Kalambe. Kalambe against Njaya, no good. And what do we got? Foul on the shot.
I don't know if that's on Njaya or...
I think it's on Njaya, yes.
Okay.
His first.
Kind of a late call after the bucket went up.
Yeah.
Or the shot went up.
So Enoch Kalambe will go back to the free throw line where he is 3 out of 4. Part of his 8 points. Make it 4 out of 5. And he can go into double figures with this one. He can become the 3rd Hilltopper in double digits if he can knock this free throw home. And the lead is back to 1 for Sam Houston. 53-42. Wilkerson with the ball, 3-point line left. Goes back right side for Burns, and now Hoofner had the ball poked out of his hands by Marshall. It'll stay with the Bearcats. 13 to shoot. They'll inbound from right in front of their bench. Hammonds will be the man who pulls the trigger. Gets it in for Burns. 10 minutes to play. Burns on the drive against Edlin. Shoots it out for Njaye. And now driving to the basket was Hammonds. Won't go, and he didn't hit the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. The turnover will give the ball back to WKU with a chance to go back in front. 9:49 to play.
Great defense by the Hilltoppers. The Bearcats were trying to get the ball moved around and find an open shot. Couldn't find it in time.
McHenry almost ran out of bounds to get that inbounds pass. He came back in, being hounded there by Brennan Burns on the inbounds pass. Here's McHenry with the bounce, guarded by Wilkerson. Now Lander. Lander to the free throw line, lost it, picked it back up, shoveled it up with a left hand finish. And he's in double figures with 10.
He lost it, had to go way back down, get it, and
then got a shot away.
Right.
It puts the Hilltoppers back on top, 54-53. Burns at the right elbow, back out to Hoofner. Scoreless here in the second half. Hoofner trying to drive, cut off in the paint, spinning, right-hander won't go. Rebound batted by Wilkerson. Hoofner gets it back. Second chance for the Bearcats. Hoofner, a little 10-footer off the glass, no good. Rebound, and Jaya had it, knocked out of his hands. Say last touch by the Bearcats will go over to the Hilltoppers.
You know, Tom, I think this is just the story of the season. I mean, missed basket, but the effort is there. It's so tough and physical in this league.
Only 37% shooting for the Bearcats on 19 of 51. The Hilltoppers just slightly better. They are 20 of 51. Under 9 to go. Hilltoppers with the ball. Kalambe gets it across the line and then flips it off to Bayless. He's been impressive off the bench tonight. Braxton Bayless back outside. Kalambe. Ball deflected but retained by Marshall through traffic. Lost it. Taken away by Sacco. He'll give it to Burns, and the Bearcats will come back with a chance to go back in front. Burns with the high dribble, still has it alive. To the basket, knocked out of his hands by Edlin. It'll belong to Sam Houston with 17 to shoot. Now Keita will come in, and Marshall will sit down. You see right there, the block from behind, Edlin poked it out of there. And Lander's going to come back in after a very brief stint on the bench. Edlin goes out.
Kind of get the matchups reset.
Lob it in for Sacco. Back to Burns. 10 to shoot for the Bearcats. Boykin on the sideline. Back to Hoofner with 5 to shoot. Now Boykin. Boykin attacks. Will pull it up from 10. Off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped out and corralled there by Bayless. Bayless, the drive by McHenry is no good. We're going to get a foul on the Bearcats. He tried to break through a double team. He's going to have free throws when we come back. It's going to be on Sacco, I believe, and that would be his 4th. Timeout on the floor, 7:46 to go. Nothing decided in this ball game. 54-53, WKU with a 1-point lead over Sam Houston. Seven minutes, 46 seconds to play here at the Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville. 54-53. WKU with the 1-point lead over Sam Houston. When we come back, we'll have free throws coming up here for the Hilltoppers. It'll be Don McHenry, our HEB power player of the ball game. McHenry's line, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Just 3 of 13 shooting, however, in the contest. He was fouled by our other HEB impact player, Khalifa Sacco. Sacco with 10 points and 4 rebounds, but that was his 4th foul of the ball game, and he will now sit on the bench for a little bit. McHenry makes the first free throw. He's 3 for 3 from the stripe. Make it 4 for 4. He's got a dozen, and the lead is out to 3. A little more three-quarter court pressure by the Hilltoppers, but the Bearcats able to break it. Boykin lost the ball on the sideline, stepped on it with control. Turnover against Sam Houston. That'll be number 9. We'll give the ball back to the Hilltoppers. Going to be interesting to watch how this happens, Ken. You know, when you get into these tough, hard-nosed situations, sometimes experience is the advantage. The experience is definitely on Western Kentucky's side. Listen to this. They have a 18-player roster, of which 13 of the players have participated this season. But listen to how experienced this team is. They have 5 grad students. They have 8 seniors, including 2 redshirt seniors. Marshall to the basket. The finger roll is good. He's one of those grad players, Tyrone Marshall. He's got 7, and the lead is out to 5 for the Hilltoppers. But 5 grad students, 8 seniors, 1 junior. That's 14 upperclassmen on your team.
Yeah, a lot of experience on the team, and a head coach that has had a lot of experience as well at different levels.
Wilkerson drives, dishes out to Finister. Now Hoofner on the right side. 5 to shoot for the Bearcats. Hoofner backs his way in the lane. The 10-footer won't go. Taken down by Bayless.
Bearcats can't afford empty possessions at this point in the ballgame.
Ball circulates. McHenry for 3 off the iron. Won't go. Boykin will get the rebound. Bearcats haven't scored in 3.5 minutes. Finister fouled on the drive into the paint. He's going to get free throws here with 6:21 to play. Bearcats just 2 of their last 10 and 0 for 6 from the field. Meanwhile, the run is 8-0 for the Hilltoppers. It has propelled them from a 3-point deficit to this 5-point lead with 6:21 to play.
They're having a little conference.
They're going to see. I think Finister had all intentions of shooting until he got hacked across the arms and couldn't get the ball up for the shot. So that wasn't the act of shooting, and so Dorian Finister makes his first trip to the free throw line. Back iron, no good. Bearcats from the stripe, now 10 of 14 with that miss. 9-12 for the Hilltoppers. And Finister misses them both. Hilltoppers with the rebound, a chance to extend the lead. Bayless for Marshall. Marshall for McHenry. Boykin guarding him, trying to get around his screen. Boykin sticking close. 10 to shoot now for the Hilltoppers. 6 minutes to play in the game. McHenry again for Colombe for three. It's good. Enoch Colombe with his second three. And what a big three it is. And the lead is now 8 points. And Chris Mudge has got to burn a timeout. And suddenly the Hilltoppers have found some momentum here with 5:46 to play. 11-0 run, Ken, to stake them to this 8-point advantage.
11-0 run, and the Bearcats have just lost the shooting touch at this point. And really, you got to give credit to Hilltoppers. They're still playing really physical ball.
Defense is very tight, yes.
Aggressive on offense, and their shots are going down here in this part of the second half.
You know, Bearcats are 0 for 6, 2 of their last 10, and haven't scored a point in almost 5 minutes. Right there, one of those on hand today. The new head football coach of the Sam Houston Bearcats, Phil Longo. Won't be long before he's got his young men together and going at those spring workouts.
Yeah, I think he's made every home basketball game since he's
I
hired.
haven't missed him here when I've been here.
You know, Phil Longo has a history of here. He was offensive coordinator, very
for 3
successful.
seasons.
Yep.
He's back here. He was a very logical choice to succeed Casey Keeler.
A lot of support from the alumni base and people that he got to know when he was here before. A lot of excitement for him and his family as he moves back to Texas. And he's been recruiting Texas for over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
He's very familiar with Texas, and he just wanted to get back here as soon as possible. When that opened up, he
jumped at the opportunity.
Absolutely. And it'd be great to see what he can do with the program as they continue to move into the FBS era.
Chris Mudge having to burn that timeout, only has 1 remaining. We have 5:46 to go. Bearcats need a basket in the biggest way here, trailing now by 8. Their biggest deficit of the ball game. Marcus Boykin for Lamar Wilkerson. Now Boykin looks for Wilkerson again, can't get him. Lander's done a great job shadowing him. There they are in the right corner with 7 to shoot. Wilkerson trying to back his way in, going baseline off the glass, no good. And the rebound comes down to Marshall.
You said it, Lander is doing a phenomenal job on one of the best players in the league.
I don't think I've seen anybody all season long lock down Wilkerson as well as the Hilltoppers have done in today's ball game. Here's Bayless. And Wilkerson almost had the steal, loose ball, no, foot on the line. Lander had the ball with a foot on the line in the backcourt.
Well, he argued about it, saying the ball didn't go over, but his foot touched the line, and that's what caused it. He was correct in his thought that the ball didn't go over, but he didn't realize he stepped over the line.
So Bearcats will get it with exactly 5 minutes to play.
Well, no empty possessions for the Bearcats. They need every bucket they can get.
Scoring drought is now extended to 5.5 minutes and counting. Marcus Boykin for Cameron Hoofner. Wait, we're going to foul here on the entry pass. It's going to be on Braxton Bayless, his first. That's the 6th-team foul against the Hilltoppers. So both teams with 6 fouls, so we'll have free throws from here on out.
Cam Hoofner had great position on this inlet pass.
Watch there, you see him being grabbed there
that's where it
by
happened.
Bayless. Had the wrap around, the waist.
And Colombe took a pretty good spill. I think he went to the bench.
Sacco comes in for Brennan Burns. Now Boykin will inbound for Hoofter with the left hand. He got free. A great screen set on the right side of the lane. Hoofter's first points of the second half. He's got 15, and it's 61-55.
Well, great inbound play called by Coach Mudge, and they
needed that in the biggest way.
Absolutely.
Stopped an almost 6-minute scoreless streak. Lander making a mistake. Had a foot on the sideline. He hasn't made many mistakes in today's ball game.
Well, that was the second one on the half court. Now he did it on the side.
And those are only his only turnovers in the ball game. They've happened here in the last few seconds. Boykin gets it across the midcourt stripe. Bearcats pulled to within 6. Entry pass for Sacco. Backs his way down. Trying to go up and under. Left it in the paint. Ball is loose. Finister had it. Tried to rip it away. It's going to be a jump ball. It'll stay with Sam Houston with 4:09 left here in the game. 9 seconds to shoot.
Just great defense by the Hilltoppers. They are all over the Bearcats. No room to get things going.
So Boykin will trigger the inbounds pass. Lob it out high, tracked down by Hammonds. 7 to shoot. Cross court. Finister will launch the 3 ball. In and out, and oh, stayed out. No good. Rebound to Odiaye.
That ball was in the cylinder.
That was 2/3 of the way down and somehow popped out. Under 4 to play now. Marshall on the drive, spinning. Shoots the ball back out on the far sideline for Kalambe. Kalambe will try and go baseline. He'll be cut off. Has to go outside for Marshall with 8 to shoot. Marshall still with a bounce. Down low he goes. Ball poked away from behind by Hammonds into the arms of Finister. Bearcats the other way. Finister tried to finish and he got fouled going up as the ball got knocked out of his hands. Finister was weaving his way through traffic.
I believe that's going to be on Odiaye.
It'll be on Odiaye. That'll be his 5th. We'll have free throws coming up for Finister and the Bearcats when we come back. We got quite a finish lined up for you, folks. 3:28 to play. Hilltoppers with a 6-point lead over the Bearcats. Leading scorer in tonight's ball game for both teams, Cameron Hoofter with 15 points. Doing it from the outside, long range. He is 3 of 8 from beyond the arc. A couple of them you see there. And he can also do it from inside. He got fouled, got the ball back, put it back in. Hoofter with 15 points. A little mid-ranger, tough to the basket. He's led the way for the Bearcats, but they still trail by 6. And one of the Bearcats' strong points has let them down, partially because of the intense defense that Western Kentucky does. The Bearcats make 9 3-pointers per ball game and shoot just under 40% from long range. Today, they're just 5 of 21 from beyond the arc. That is 24%.
Yeah, they're well defended out beyond the arc, and so that
tip of the hat to the Hilltoppers.
Absolutely. Going back to Cam Hoofner, he also has 12 rebounds, a steal, and an assist, so he's got a double-double for the game, but he'd take a win over a double-double any day.
You got that right, especially the way this season is going, 1-6 coming in. Can they stop the bleeding of this 3-game losing streak right now? Dorian Finister at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Was at the line a little bit earlier this half and missed 2, so let's see what happens the second time. Finister, the transfer from Kansas State. First one good.
And these are the opportunities that you need to seize as these free throws, make these, and then go back and play great defense, get a turnover.
Yeah, get points without time going off the clock. And second one rims out, so just 1 of 2 for Finister from the line. 61-56, 5-point lead for the Hilltoppers here. Here's Jalen Jackson who's coming. He sat much of the second half with 4 fouls. He'll feed it out higher for Kalambe. Back to Jackson. Now Lander. Outside for Jackson. Over the shoulder pass. Lander's 3. In and out, no good. Skying for the rebound. Sacco. Big one and done for the Sam Houston defense there to get the ball back as we're under 3 to go. 5-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Marcus Boykin. Sacco way out high at the three-point arc. Leaves for Boykin. They tried to give and go. Well defended. Boykin in the lane, shovels it up, left it short. Rebound ripped out of there by Colombe. Ahead he goes for Marshall. Marshall flips for McHenry. Baseline pass, and he got it around Sacco.
Wow.
14 now for Don McHenry. 63-56. 7-point lead for the Hilltoppers, 2:15 to play. Here's Wilkerson, limited just 7 points. Way deep three.
Wow.
Oh, baby. He got that one for the door.
And those are the kind of things that Lamar Wilkerson can do. He can take it in his own hands, and I think that's what he wants, the opportunity to do so.
63-59, Bearcats back to within 4. Boy, there was Sacco way out high to contest Colombe for that. And remember, Sacco's got 4 fouls.
He's got to be careful. We're going to need him.
Here's McHenry with 8 to shoot. Driving around Wilkerson, down the paint, lefts it up with the left hand. Don McHenry taking over for the Hilltoppers here with 16 now. 65-59. 6-point lead, under 90 seconds to play. Bearcats have got to score and score quickly. Here's Boykin looking for Wilkerson again. Lander right out on top of him. Got a screen, got to the baseline, in the corner, spinning, lost control of the dribble. Lander falls on it. They call timeout. Lander there with Colombe, and it's going to be Hilltopper ball as they're going to burn one of their 2 timeouts. Wilkerson just trying to do too much on the baseline, lost the dribble. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, he just got off balance.
Lost his balance, lost the dribble, couldn't quite contain it. And there, jumping on top of it was Colombe, and very alertly calling timeout.
What's interesting, though, is, and maybe this can play out later if there's another jump ball, it would have been their possession anyway without calling the timeout. So, you know, not sure how that'll play out, but it would have been nice to have another timeout in your pocket if needed.
Each team has 1 timeout remaining now. 1:11 to go. Western Kentucky trying to break a 2-game skid in Conference USA. Sam Houston trying to break a 3-game skid in Conference USA. Ball belonged to the Hilltoppers under the defensive basket, so they'll have to go 94 feet. Hoofter will defend the inbounds pass. Looks as though Colombe is going to be the guy to pull the trigger.
Yeah, and the Bearcats are going to defend full court here.
Have to.
Yep.
You have no choice. Full court defense. The inbounds on the sideline for Marshall. Back to Colombe. Colombe will drop it down low, and Bayless will finish with the right hand. Great execution against the pressure defense by the Hilltoppers. 14 for Bayless. 67-59. Under a minute to play. Boykin to the basket. Got contact, no foul. Rebound comes down to Marshall. Ahead for McHenry. Around Hoofter for the lay-in. 18 now for McHenry. 13 of those in the second half. It's 69-59. Finister for Hoofter. His 3 is blocked by Marshall. And we're going to get a foul against McHenry as the second chance for Hoofter was being attempted.
Well, McHenry was just trying to defend there. Came into Cam Hoofner, but when McHenry didn't start this ball game, we thought, you know, he's our impact player.
Yeah.
Well, he's still our impact player. He has come on and made a big difference for the Hilltoppers.
First free throw no good by Hoofter on the 1-and-1. Pressure defense in the backcourt. Foul on Finister against McHenry. Finister's 3rd. 7th against the Bearcats. Will be a 1-and-1 for the Hilltoppers. Don McHenry at the line, 82% on the season, and 4 for 4 in the ball game.
You know, for the Hilltoppers, obviously, when they see this, they're going to try to get the foul just to stop the clock. The Bearcats will.
First free throw is good. McHenry with 19.
You know, this could be a turning point for the Hilltoppers. Get this win on the road, go back home and have some games, but you know, kind of crawl back up the standings a little bit.
2 for 2 for McHenry, who's got 20 points, his 7th 20-point game of the season, 14th game in double figures. Sacco lays it in for the Bearcats. He's got a dozen. Foul on the inbounds pass against Hammonds will send Bayless to the free throw line. 71-61 with 22.3 to go. For the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers after a disappointing showing on Thursday night. Losing at Louisiana Tech, bounce back in today's ball game, taking charge here in the second half. Bearcats controlled the first half, but the second half has been all WKU. 15 points now for Bayless. And make it 16. 73-61, under 20 seconds ago. Boykin's three is good for Sam Houston. He's got 13. 73-64, another foul on the inbounds on Hoofter. It'll be his third. Clock stopped with 13.8 to go in a 9-point game. You almost need a Reggie Miller finish here. Remember that one NBA game when he was with the Pacers where he got like 9 points in like 13 seconds?
Yeah.
You know, scored a three. You know, they got a turnover on the inbounds pass. He got another three, and another turnover on the inbounds pass, and another three. Marshall makes his first free throw of the night. 1 out of 3 from the line. He makes his second. He's got 9 points. 75-64, 10 seconds to play. Boykin races down the floor, puts it in off the glass. He's got 15. Inbounds it comes. Bayless has got it in the corner. We're down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. And that's going to do it. Western Kentucky with a big second half, outscoring the Sam Houston Bearcats 39-32. Pull away for a 75-66 victory on the season. Hilltoppers now 12-8 on the year and move to 3-4 in conference play. Sam Houston falls for the 4th straight time as they go to 8-13 on the season and just 1 and 7 rather, I should say, in Conference USA. Ken, some thoughts on this one?
Well, great job by the Hilltoppers going on the road, especially after a tough loss at Louisiana Tech, to come into Huntsville and play great defense. The offense sputtered a little bit in the first half, but they really turned it on in the second half. They needed this win to get back in the standings. For the Bearcats, it's a tough loss. It's a, Coach Mudd, we see him there. They're really going to have to sit down and figure this out. It's not a lack of effort. It's not, anything other than just, have some injuries.
It's
got to get it.
It's execution.
Execution. It's got to happen, and I think it can, but they're going to have to work really hard. You talked about the upcoming schedule. They have Thursday off. They don't play till next Saturday. They need to spend this week on kind of getting back to basics and see what they can do.
And one of the big tender points for Sam Houston this year came back and bit them in the second half. A lengthy scoreless drought. They went almost 6 minutes without any points, and this went from being a back-and-forth ball game to almost a double-digit lead for Western Kentucky, in which they would never give up that advantage.
Yeah, and it's both teams needed a win today. Western Kentucky got it, and now they're going to go back home and see what they can do there.
Led by 20 points from Don McHenry, our HEB Power Player of the ball game, Western Kentucky scores the victory 75-66 over Sam Houston. So that's going to wrap things up here from the Johnson Coliseum. Former partner Ken Holland, Tom Franklin, saying so long for all our crew here at the Johnson Coliseum. We thank you for joining us today. And remember, all games airing on ESPN apps can be found on that ESPN app. Good night, everybody.